Hey, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Mike.
For the Loveline podcast, we got some good stuff coming.
What do we got?
Well, it's Epicenter Week here in Southern California.
Yep.
So on Loveline, we got great bands coming in to promote the great concert. We got Pennywise, Bad Religion,
Falling in Reverse,
Offspring.
Yeah.
How about that? That's all this week, plus all the crazy callers and great topics you get from Loveline normally.
All the free Loveline podcast. Check it out.
Only on Podcast One.
Podcast1.com presents the Ask Women Podcast. A place where two female comics and a professional wing girl get together to dissect the female mind.
You don't know how I feel.
And explain it to men in terms they can actually understand. Boobs. Now, here's the lovely ladies of Ask Women.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ask Women podcast, where you get real advice straight from the source. I'm one of your co-hosts, Kristen Carney, and unfortunately it's not two female comics today. It's one female comic replaced by an amazing sexpert, which I've never said that term before without kind of feeling uncomfortable, but now I felt comfortable saying it. But we have Sex with Emily here.
It's because she's so nice. That's
why.
She
is super. You guys are hilarious. So of course we have Marnie as well today, and Haley is gone, like I said, but we have no Mo today.
No Mo.
But he's like being Mohammed, and he's out like probably in like the desert somewhere with like a scarf on his head.
But JaRon is stepping in for the day, so you're going to be our voice of man.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so you have to like keep us in check and tell us when we're being too female, I guess.
Like right now.
Okay. Like right now, like you're being way too girly.
Yeah, right
exactly.
now.
Cut it out, girls.
Yeah, stop being women. So we have Sex with Emily here with us, who is going to answer all of our sexual questions. We haven't had a sexpert on in a very long time. She's very different from the last sexpert that was on because she's into men. So, but it's interesting. The last sexpert that we had on was very into women and was able to give tips from that point of view. But later in the second half of the show, you are going to share some. I was gonna say rock hard, but like that's too dirty for me.
That too.
I
could share some
I was trying to like
tips.
do something with it, but yeah, some amazing tips for us that men can do and women can do, and how everybody can feel comfortable sexually and bring out their sensual side.
I want to start my own kind of image with the whole sex thing, and it's going to be sleeping with Kristen, and it would actually just be sleeping. Like it would just be like a snooze fest, and we'd be laying there watching Seinfeld, and
that seems like a dream for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure
is that sort of how your sex life works out?
Yeah,
that's how you'd rather be sleeping.
Yeah, I think everyone who's been listening like right along would know that I'm not
not a very
I'm not really into
person.
It.
Right. I think that you are lying all this time. Like we're going to talk to your boyfriend and find out.
I'm just deeply depressed.
Yeah,
that's what it really is.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Oh, so go on.
Well, I was going to tell you something funny related to that. This morning, I'm sorry, Marnie. Marnie and I used to go to spinning together, and I moved to the other side of town, and I went to another spinning class this morning. I was cheating on you, and I felt really bad. However, this woman came out to me. She recognized me from this show I did, and she's like, "Oh my God, I have a great idea for you." And I said, because she knows I do sex. I said, "Well, what?" And she said, "It's a pill that men," she's married, "it's a pill that men can take so they think they had sex with you. And it was really, really good, but they didn't have sex with you. And then I don't have to have sex with my husband anymore."
I've already been giving that pill to my boyfriend because he's been with me for 5 years.
Okay, but a lot of married people, they just, that's one of the biggest questions they get asked. They're like, our sex life is not great. Women don't have sex, so we can get into that later. But I thought that was...
Oh, for sure. But actually, that would be a good idea for a pill.
Too.
I'll give you the pill. I'm like, really? That's sad. Can we just talk about improving your sex life? But it was like spinning and crazy reading.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have that conversation.
Exactly.
Well, I wanted to talk about this new show that I'm watching right now. It's called Polyamory, and it's on Showtime. Have you guys seen
It's
the
like
show?
polygamy, except without the bad clothing.
No, it has bad clothing too, so it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, but it's
not like like the thick dresses and
no. Well,
braids.
actually, what? There was a couple, but it's a really interesting show. I have these shows that I watch before I go to sleep at night. Probably a bad choice of shows to watch before going to sleep because I get very aroused by this show. It's like it's got crazy sex.
That's why I watch murder shows before I go to sleep. They totally turn me on.
But on this show, they're talking about polyamorous relationships, which I think are extremely fascinating. There's two couples. I started watching season 2 first, but there's two. Actually, they're not couples, but there's two storylines. One of the storylines is about a triad. So there's 3 people in a relationship. It's 2 women and a man, and the man and one of the women are married, and they brought in a third to their relationship, and they've been together for 3 years, and they are having a relationship as 3 people.
The 3 have been together for 3 years, not the couple.
The couple has been together for 10 years, and throughout their relationship, they were always bringing other women into the bedroom and then like pushing them out afterwards. But then the husband decided to bring home this woman, and everybody kind of fell in love with each other. And then now they're all together. together and working on a
That's
fantastic
my
relationship.
worst nightmare.
Well,
One
that would be the
relationship
best
is
thing for your
bad, let alone
boyfriend.
a third person.
Yeah, but then this woman could have sex with her husband and
I've
you
said
wouldn't
that
have to.
before.
Your
If
boyfriend.
someone wanted
Right.
to take that responsibility,
Yeah,
I would be
this is the
welcoming that
woman.
to them.
Yeah.
So you
That's
should be
true.
in a polyamorous relationship.
It's true.
But
I just would want my own living space. Do they live together?
Yeah, they all live together.
Oh
they
my
all
God,
share, they
I
all
would
share the
totally
same
kill
bed too.
myself.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, one triad shares a double bed. I'm like, fuck no. I have a California king just for me and my husband.
Yeah, I've heard about. I mean, I know a lot of polyamorous couples. That's so interesting. I mean, I just moved here from San Francisco as well, so there's more
of course
polyamorous
you do.
people for a capital.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and what I do, I hear from them all the time. But yeah, it's really interesting. I would love to see it because people think it's crazy. No way that the three people. And you also, I had a polyamorous guy on my show who had 28. He said he lives with his partner. They're in love. They're married, but he slept with 28 women last month.
Yeah.
In addition to her, and it works.
It totally works. There's a lot of communication needed.
Right.
It's a lot of sharing. And if you're not into self-help, polyamory is not for you. This other group was 4 people. So it was 2 couples who had now moved in with each other. They had separate homes.
God, I
on
would
this-
kill myself.
I know,
even
like
get
all
over
of
this.
these people to deal with. But then they all have different boyfriends and girlfriends and all these rules in place. It seems like a lot of rules, but everybody gets this freedom to go out and express themselves. I don't think that I could do it. I wish I could, but I don't think I could do it. But it seems to work really well for them. But I got a really good tip from this show that I tried out on Sunday, and it worked out really well. And I just want Emily to give me a big pat on the back for this one. But so, I like having sex with my husband, obviously. He's really good in bed. I'm one of those women who isn't, separating myself from my husband and pushing them off of me. In fact, it's probably the opposite. But so in the show, the triad, the 2 girls and a guy, when they talk about having sex, the 2 girls go into the bedroom and get dressed up in sexy lingerie and heels and get ready with each other. And then he comes in and they're all dressed up and super sexy. So my husband was gone on Sunday and he was watching the Bears game and he came back home and I had my little lingerie on lying on the couch with my high heels and he was super turned on. And I'm never this open about my sex life, but we had unbelievable sex.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that you did that.
Yeah.
And that's a man's dream. Football
dream.
to girl in lingerie.
If you had grabbed him and given him a blowjob when he walked in, that would have even been better. And I'm just
I
kidding.
know. No, I
That's
should've
the other
done
man's
that.
dream.
Right.
I'm kidding. No, you did, honey. You did perfect.
Yeah, there's
I'm
football next
happy
week. I could try it
No, I'm
again.
kidding. Just I always joke on my show that men are like, yeah, they walk in the door, give me a blowjob. I'm happy. But honey, that's amazing.
Thank
and
you.
Didn't you feel sexy? In
I
your
felt
lingerie?
super
And
sexy.
he wanted you and decided. How hard was it?
No, not hard at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It just took you 20 minutes.
And
to
it was
get ready.
super fun.
I love
It took me
that.
5 minutes to get ready, not 20.
What if he walked in and
I know.
Jay Larson was with him?
I know. I was thinking that too. So I called him before. I'm like, "You're by yourself, right?" He's like, "Yes, I'm coming home."
So what do you think made the sex so hot then that night?
I think because I did something spontaneous because I was putting my sexual self out there. It wasn't just us sitting on the couch and then having a couple of glasses of wine, having good conversation, and then us having sex, which is still fantastic. And that's usually the route that we take. It was something that was a little bit different. And I think that, after being together for so long, he saw me differently. He saw me as being more sexual. And when you are seeing each other every single day, it is difficult to see the other person as a sexual being when you see them,
Absolutely.
he farts all the time. So
Right, exactly.
if he's,
It's variety. It's
exactly.
just a variety, mixing it up, just doing something a little different.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Yay, thank you. I'm glad that you like that. Well, but I wanted to take this scenario into the polyamorous scenario that I've been talking about, not me being sexy with my husband.
In the studio right now.
In the
it's feeling that way.
Exactly. But I wanted to use the topic of polyamory to open it up for the, I can never say this right. It doesn't flow off of my tongue properly. But for this week's chapter in the man's playbook.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing.
All right. So for this chapter in the man's playbook, I want to talk about dating multiple women. And I want JaRon to chime in here as well, because as the voice of man.
Sex you, JaRon.
Oh, JaRon.
JaRon, yeah, like
Oh my
Geronimo.
God, I'm so horrible.
It's
Okay,
okay.
even better, Geronimo. I like that.
There you
JaRon. Okay, well, I want to talk about dating multiple women. Is it good? Is it bad? Is there a right way to do it? Is there a wrong way to do it? Emily.
I think that absolutely there's a right way to do it, and that is to be honest with the people that you're dating. That and I'm not saying you have to say it on the first date, because I think the first date is left for just getting to know each other. But I mean, I guess you could, if you're being radically honest, and just say, you know what, right now I'm just having fun, and I'm dating a few people, just so you know. Like, I'm not looking, because a lot of times I think women ask on the first date, what do you want? What are you looking for? Yeah. Which and I'm more of like a dude, so I can kind of give advice from that perspective in many ways, but I feel like
you're like 3 months in, still not asking. Yeah, like, I don't want to know where we are.
I don't want to know where we are. I don't care where we are. I don't even want to go anywhere with you. But I'll still
look at a map. That's where we are.
Exactly. That's exactly where we are now. But I think that you have to just be honest with the people you're dating, because I think especially typically women, would like, I think, more of a relationship than men. But if you're dating around, I think just let them know. Just say, hey, yeah, I'm dating other people right now. You can let them know on the first date or maybe on the second. Say, I really had a good time, but I just want you to know I am dating other people. So I think that's the first step, and I think that you have to be honest with all of them. Now, some people would say that if you're just dating, until you have the conversation, here's the other school of thought, until you have the conversation that we are exclusive, that I'm not banging anyone else but you, then they assume that assume the guy that you're with is dating other people. Assume, the woman should assume.
Right.
That
should be the default.
Because he should be. The truth is he should be dating other people.
I totally agree. But some people would say, tell him right away, so there's no miscommunication. But I think it's up to the person to decide. But I think that women would be smart enough to know that if you sleep with someone, if you're assuming that you're exclusive because you just slept with him, don't make that assumption unless you have the talk.
For sure.
I'm at a situation right now, actually.
Really?
Good. How many women you banging?
3 girls.
3,
at
good.
one time. Yeah, trying to diversify a little bit. But we never had that conversation before. Like, we're not exclusive, so it's assumed that I'm seeing other girls.
Do they know? Is it assumed?
It's implied. Like, if you're not an item, you're free to date.
So do you think they know, or do you think you're letting them assume?
They're assuming.
So you've never had like a conversation?
Not at all.
And are you assuming they're sleeping with other people and you're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Do you see potential with any of these girls?
Not really. So that's why I never really have, that's why I don't care if they're seeing other people or not.
Is that why people see other people? Because they don't care enough about the person or people they're seeing? Is it a thing of just like to kind of occupy your mind
to that?
your body?
I think it could be that. It's like, okay, well, I'm having a good time here with this person. I'm having a good time here with this person. Nobody's really, pulling me in one direction, but why not still go out with them, have fun, and have sex? For some people, I think that they do it as a distraction. If they are, I tell guys, if you are really into a girl, I don't want you to just focus on this girl and become really obsessed with her. I think it's best for you to like take a breather and actually date other women, so that you have people to compare these women to as well, and decide, okay, yeah, she's not as good as this girl, but I want so that they're not primarily focused on this one girl that they're dating and coming off as desperate and needy.
Right. Don't put all your ejaculate in one basket.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're sleeping with all 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just really bad at recalling the details of each girl.
I thought you meant their names. I'm
you're
like,
sleeping with them with your eyes closed.
Like who likes what color, their favorite foods and everything. I kind of get that mixed up a little bit.
You guys start like a spreadsheet or something.
Right.
You bring the one girl sushi, but she was actually allergic and
exactly.
forgot. Yeah. You're like, no, I thought that was her.
So my question is, how long have you been sleeping with all 3 of them? Has it just been a few months?
A few months.
See, because what happens, I think, eventually is you can do that for a few months, and then eventually, hopefully, there's maybe one that you want to see
have
more,
a soul,
or it gets complicated, or it gets more tricky, and you're like, I actually wanted to spend this week time with her, or no.
Not really. Like, I don't think I like commitment in the first place, so I think it makes it easier for me to see other people at the same time.
Yeah. Well, you have the muscles to see a lot of people at one time. Yeah.
Well, so
He's wearing a tank top.
Can you talk more about that? Because I know for a lot of women that is a big fear that they have, because I did a boot camp this weekend, and there were a lot of women that were there that were older women, but they were saying, yeah, I can find men who are living paycheck to paycheck, and then I can find men who just want to sleep with me, but I'm having difficult finding men in the middle who are reliable, responsible, and are looking for a relationship. So can you elaborate more on you don't like commitment?
Just the idea of like being with somebody for the rest of your life and sleeping with that one person forever.
Sounds horrifying.
Yeah, it's scary.
Why do you think you watch Seinfeld all the time? So just have to.
Because I plan to live till at least like I'm 80 years old, whatever, so like I have 50 years left inside of me. And to be with that one person for 50 more years sounds terrifying.
So would you be open to a polyamorous relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be the easiest way to go. Because, like, as humans, we're not meant to just be with one person, I think.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
A few.
They must have been
really serious,
horrible, because I feel like you've had a bad experience and it led you this direction.
Superficial.
Did you cheat?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Did they?
I mean, if you're sleeping... Yeah, I figured if you're sleeping with several women, you're kind of that guy that would cheat. I'm a cheater. I'm a reformed cheater. I used to cheat too. I get it. I know all the signs.
How was your parents' relationship?
They've been together for, I think, 33 years now.
So you've had a good example. Just
right, but I've seen like the ups and downs and the whole thing. Kind of, it's scary.
Yeah. It's ugly.
Yeah.
No.
So what is a good way for a man to respond to a woman when, on their third or fourth date, she does say, are you seeing other people? I know you were saying, be upfront. Oh, yes, I am dating other women. But like when it does get to be more serious or into a more serious place where you're not yet ready to commit, what do you say to a woman?
I just find a reason not to date her.
What?
Like the girl that a couple of girls I'm seeing right now, like one of the girls, she wants to donate her egg to her friend.
She only has one.
One of the eggs, whatever. She wants to donate an egg to her friend. So I kind of just find a reason not to date the girl, if that makes sense.
No, not really. No. Elaborate, please.
Like I'll pick out something to separate
that you
myself
don't like.
from right.
And you will blow it up and magnify it.
As soon as she says, "Are you dating other women?" you make up an excuse to end it.
Yes.
Because what do you think that question means?
You are the shallowest person I've ever met, and I love it.
Oh, really? I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love how he's saying it so sweetly too, like a huge big smile. I love it. But wait, go on. I want to hear more about
that. Just makes it easier for me to separate myself from the whole idea of the relationship.
What would happen if you met a girl you really liked? Would you have to question your entire thought process of how you've lived?
I guess, I've never really been put in that situation before, so I don't know.
You need to start dating less attractive girls, because I'm assuming you're dating really attractive girls so that this feels good to you. But if you date a girl that has a little more to offer, like your heart, and I'm not meeting like the heartbeat in your peni, then, you might go, oh, wait, I actually kind of like somebody. It might change things. But whatever. I mean, you're young, you're a very handsome man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
it. He's having fun. Actually, so what do you think about the comment that he made?
I feel like you should probably just be honest rather than do the slow fade and be like, oh, hey, I hate her laugh, and convince yourself. Just be like, you know what? I'm actually seeing other people, and I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. And then she will fade out, and then you didn't lie.
I just not get the whole confrontation part of it as well. Like just saying, "Hey, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't."
Yeah, you're avoidance behavior. You're kind of a pussy.
A little bit.
I am. No, I'll stop answering text, phone calls. I'll call.
Can I just tell you what that does to him? And this is for guys listening too.
That's not good. Yeah.
You are keeping psychiatrists in business because the women are going right to him after you.
But you're fucking up. You're fucking it up for other guys. You are the example of an asshole, but I don't actually think you're an asshole. I'm being really honest with you. Because do you know what that does to a woman's mind?
No, what does it do?
It fucks us up. We're like, what did we do wrong? Why is he pulling away? Every guy does this to me. If you just say honestly exactly what Emily just said. Sorry, I'm getting heated now. Yeah. But I think you're I'm fooled by the smile, obviously. But there is a better way to handle that situation. Which is a more masculine way too. Yeah. Very open and honest and direct with a woman, because you have to let her decide what she wants to do with the information. Then it's on her shoulders. But if you slowly start to nitpick at things, that is going to come across to her. Again, these are her responsibilities. Her emotions are her responsibilities, but it creates insecurities. It fucks it up for other guys.
She'll just send you the bill for her lipo.
I think I'm just making her dislike me.
Right.
Why?
That's the image. That's what guys do in high school. I mean, they're like, oh, I just really wanted to break up with me. I'm not into it anymore, so I'm just going to be the biggest asshole I can be. And then she's going to break up with me.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Oh, my dear Lord.
You're way past this stage. Now we're just beating on men. This is horrible.
But I get where you're coming from, because it's for me personally, I love the easy route. Totally love it. Way, way, way less difficult. So that's what you're doing. But eventually you're going to get older and not as handsome. And then you're going to be like, oh, shit.
And that's going to come full circle
you are
to you.
handsome, but I feel like maybe age 82, you might start losing it.
Okay, all right.
So you got to be prepared.
It'll start kicking you in the ass at 82.
And here's another thing that might surprise you. The woman who said, well, where are we at? And you're like, oh, God, that laugh. Why is she wearing that shirt? Whatever. She might just be like, where are we at? And you could be like, you know what, babe? I love having sex with you. It's amazing. But I'm actually sleeping with other people. She might be like,
awesome, so am I.
And then you didn't have to break up with her.
I don't think girls like to hear that. I think girls like to hear they're the only one in your life.
You're wrong. You're very wrong.
Especially today. Girls in their 30s, women in their 30s, I mean, but some might be like, you know what? I'm cool with that.
I'm having fun too.
I think you got your name from your personality, because you're just like Geronimo, to every woman you know. You just jump off the building.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Well, so for guys who are listening right now, don't follow that advice. I think it's horrible. Sorry.
You know what's so pathetic is that Mo's advice is way more heartfelt than that. Like Mo is shallow, and that was shallow.
Yes. He's like, don't women just want to hear they're the only woman? Of course they do if they like you on that level. But being honest with them lets them know where you're at, and that that you're being honest.
No, I think it might be an LA thing because people aren't honest here.
Right. Well,
are you going
to perpetuate this rumor?
But it makes it easier not to be honest.
What? Oh my God!
Not to be in touch with the feelings.
Planet?
To detach yourself from the whole thing.
Down
at least for a guy.
I know,
like
seriously.
You were born and raised in LA.
Yes.
Yeah.
That explains
it's like just being detached from the whole situation and from your feelings makes life easier.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies that you really enjoy doing, like movies, books?
Golfing?
Okay,
Yeah, I golf.
yeah. Do you ever connect on do you go on dates with women doing things that you enjoy, or are you just going to dinner and then having sex?
Dinner and sex.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
Take
Netflix.
a girl in the golf cart.
He doesn't want
drive
to,
her
though.
around.
He doesn't even do dinner. He just says Netflix. I heard that.
He said
streaming,
Netflix.
He's streaming
You're a
Netflix.
cheap
I'm going to be
bastard.
honest with you. I love that you live that lifestyle. I think it's super cool and super sexy. I would just like to see you be more honest with women about your lifestyle and allowing them to decide if they want to jump on board.
She just doesn't want to see you in hell. Your soul is worth more than that. No, I'm just kidding.
But honestly, it just might feel better. Like if you're not worrying about what you said to this one, now I got to backtrack. If you're just honest. And you're like, this is
it's
how
a
it
lot
is.
more work, to be dishonest.
And you might find that a lot, it is more work. Because what did I say to
and
who?
it stretches on for 3 weeks, and then she's needy in front of you. Then it's a complete turnoff. Then you have this girl texting you at night. It creates so much more chaos.
And then they don't hate you.
Yeah.
Now, what if a girl is pushing me to go see other women? Is that a test on their part?
Pushing you to go see other women?
Yes, like if she's saying, hey, go out tonight and go meet other girls. Go get some phone numbers and come back home.
Well, that can be two different
Is that
things.
a test, or is that
Give
just
me more
really
context. What's going on with you? Right. With you and that girl.
Like one of the girls I'm seeing, we're banging and eating and watching Netflix. And I went out last night. She asked me if I met any girls and got some phone numbers.
Right.
And she said,
you.
yeah. And she's
that's
like,
not pushing you.
That's
But
after that, though, she told me,
club.
she's like, make sure, you should be going out and getting phone numbers because, at your age, you should be meeting other girls as well, too.
How old is she?
She's 27.
And she likes her freedom to go date other guys as well?
See, I don't know.
Well, then maybe you should start
Because
talking to these women that you're
she's,
poking.
She's been in relationships every year since, I guess, for the past 10 years or so.
Okay. Without knowing more about her and the way that she's saying it, I would say two things are happening. Either she's freaking cool, and you should continue dating her and be honest with her, because then you could have a great sexual relationship with honesty as well, so you never get to that point where you hate her big toe and that drives you away. Right. The other side is that she's trying to show you how cool she is, but it's eating her up inside, and she wants to know more about your life the way you are. My guess is you're not completely transparent with these women, so she's trying to figure out little bits about you, about what's going on. That's why women ask all these questions, and it's not that they're testing you, but they're seeing which way you'll go and how you'll answer, so they can decide what kind of man is this guy. Is he a guy who is into commitment? Is he a guy that's reliable? Is he honest? Is he loyal? All of your answers give her information about whether or not she should invest her time with you and then get impregnated by you. So that's from the evolution of desire.
So I should say she's the only girl in my life then.
No.
That's it?
No.
She's the only one?
No, but you say, listen, I'm dating lots of other girls. I'm having fun. Sounds like you're having a good time too.
Yeah.
I hope we can continue having fun. I love Netflix. Obviously you do too.
Because
I would like to eat a burger off your stomach. All these things would be an amazing thing that you could do with these women and be completely transparent and open and honest.
That's just rough.
I know, but it feels so good.
Cruel.
It'll be cathartic. It'll feel really good. You'll be
Because
like
one day the passive lifestyle that you've been living is going to get you in it's between a rock and a hard place, and both those are going to probably be fake boob implants, and those are really hard. So you don't want to get stuck in that bad position. I don't know, that's a sweet joke, but it would definitely come across that way.
Well, actually, can we do a little mock situation for 2 seconds? I want you to hear it coming from somebody else directed at you, and I want to see how you feel when it's said to you. So if you can say to Emily, we've been hanging out for a while now. I'd like to know, are you dating other men? And I would love for you
This is too much. I got to leave.
to give 2 examples to him. One, the honest example, and one similar to, what Geronimo is saying should be done. So whenever you're ready.
Emily, I like your smile. I like everything about you. And I want to know if we can take this to the next level. Are you seeing anybody else, or is it just me?
Wait a minute. Back up. What? I'm sorry. You just said we want to take it to the next level. You never want to take it to the next level. So this is a role play. Right?
So you're supposed to be yourself right now.
You're supposed to be yourself.
Just be shallow.
You're just supposed to be shallow and say, I'm seeing other people. Just kidding. But you're supposed to be honest and say, I'm seeing
okay. I
them.
thought
I thought it was going to be the opposite way.
Yeah, I thought it was.
I thought you were going to give him the response.
Right. I am giving him the response.
The response of what he would typically say. I want him to feel how it feels when something's honest.
Okay, so you want me to be him?
Yeah.
Okay, that I didn't get either. I didn't get
it. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I'm very bad with instructions.
Okay, although that was lovely to see that side of you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I know. I was like, oh my God, you want to step it up? Okay, so babe, babe, I've really enjoyed this time watching Netflix. I love Fatal Attraction. You love Fatal Attraction. That's cool. So I'm kind of I've been seeing other babes too. I'm seeing other chicks too. So I'm seeing other women, and I just wanted you to know that. And I really like hanging out with you too, though, and I'd still like to see you.
That hurts.
That hurts? Okay, now try the other way. Of then slowly beating him down and showing him what it looks like when you disappear, don't respond, pull away. See how that hurt for 2 seconds? That hurts for 2 weeks. It's the exact same way.
It's interesting Emily used Fatal Attraction because that's what's going to end up with you.
That's a movie that came right. Exactly. Because I was thinking earlier you're going to get the bunny boilers going after you.
Yeah, we're just saving you from stalkers and craziness. This makes women crazy, absolutely insane. And you don't want to be the reason that women believe there's assholes out there.
There's a show called Women Who Kill. Just so you know.
Okay, enough beating up on Geronimo. But for the lesson for the people who are listening right now is honesty is the best policy. It doesn't mean, you have to be like, I just slept with 2 girls last night. Hope you're okay with that. But, my husband actually gave me, didn't tell me this line, but he said it's other women. He says, you know what? I am dating other women. I am seeing what's out there right now. But I'm really enjoying where this is going, and I hope we can still continue to hang out. And that's like the honest truth. That's what's going on.
Right. I mean, it's like maybe the part of you that's like ashamed and you feel like you should, because you think that's what women want to hear. But you'd be surprised. It's like a different day now. Like a lot of people are dating online, dating so many other people that you really don't have to be like pretend that you're something that you're not. And it'll feel so good to live an authentic life.
So just don't fade away.
The fadeaway is the worst. Yeah. You're like, what happened? We're texting every day, and now he stopped. We're like, women freak out.
But they get the point, though. That's
what
they get the point that you're not interested.
Then what did I do wrong? Oh, is he seeing other girls? Oh, you don't understand what spins around in our crazy minds. I'm sure the same thing happens to guys, obviously, when women disappear and they flake what's going on. But the pain that you felt for 2 seconds, that's 2 seconds. She won't think about you
like a Band-Aid,
after like maybe a week. But if you prolong that and do that to a woman, that can stretch out
pulling a Band-Aid hair by hair.
Time. Plus, you're distracting her from finding other guys. If you let her know, okay, this is where I'm at, she can be like, hey, I'm not into you. But she could walk out the door the next day and see the guy who is into a relationship because that's what he wants to, and she can meet him. You're closing off her options for her.
And there's so many women to sleep with in LA, so you don't need to keep this one who really wants a relationship around.
All right, that's $250 for your therapy session. Hopefully, you can start using some of the things we taught you today.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I don't believe you.
This is the Geronimo beat up episode.
It's like it's when you're in a fraternity, you're pledging. This was your pledge.
This is my hazing.
Yeah, hazing. Yes, that's what it is.
Exactly. Well, that completes this chapter in the man's playbook. And today, hopefully, we learned that honesty is the best policy. If a woman asks you if you are dating other women, you can tell her you are, but you're enjoying where it's going and you want to see if there's any future here. And that goes for women as well. Honesty is the best policy too. And whoa, we got tons of music going on in the background. But we have more with Sex with Emily. She's been fantastic so far. I like how you are making our producer feel bad. But we will be back after this little break with Analyze This.
Hey guys, go to KristenCarney.com to check out a website that you do not want. Why? Because it wasn't made with Squarespace. If I knew about Squarespace when I was designing my site, I would have way, way, way more interaction because it's way more user-friendly. And not only that, but it's also cool looking. People see websites online and they think, how this person must have paid thousands and thousands of dollars for this. Not with Squarespace. It's all easily customizable on your own with all of their awesome templates. It's only $8 a month, and that includes a free domain name if you sign up for 1 year. Also, if you sign up with Ask Women with the code ASK9, that's ASK9, you get 20% off. And you also show your support for Ask Women. So for a free trial, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code ASK9. That's squarespace.com with the code ASK9. And you're also doing a favor for Ask Women. So do it.
You're listening to the Ask Women podcast, a Podcast One presentation.
Whatever. Hey guys, welcome back to the Ask Women podcast. That was so me saying whatever, I'm assuming, because that's what I say all the time.
I have no idea, but I've never heard that one before.
I don't know, but I like it. But we're here with Sex with Emily, and she has so much info that I don't. So we need to get her talking.
Just be quiet and let her get to talking. Yeah. Well, what do you want to know?
Tell me what you want to know.
Oh, nothing. Why do I have shame? I don't know. That's probably it.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, not a year.
Right.
Well, I want to dig deeper.
Okay.
Do a lot of people have shame? But I want to dig deep for the guys that are listening and for the women that are listening, because a lot of guys write into me and maybe they don't have as many opportunities to practice being sexual and sensual. How can men
with anyone other than themselves,
right? Which is still a good way to practice.
Right.
How can men be most prepared sexually to have sex with a woman? Even if they don't have lots of opportunities in front of them, so that when they do have that opportunity, they're not blowing it psychologically
and physically.
And how can they avoid making mistakes in the bedroom?
That is a great question. Well, the first thing you should do is I have no problem with men watching porn. I think it's great, great release. A lot of men do it. They do it every day. They do it 5 times a day. I'm fine with that. However, porn should not be where you are learning techniques to use in the bedroom. Yeah. Because porn is made to visually stimulate a man. It's made to look good to you and turn you on so you can ejaculate. However, if you look closely at it, at what you're looking at, a lot of those positions that you're seeing, it doesn't feel good to a woman. You're nowhere near her clitoris.
No, that's true. Okay,
right.
so there's a
just
product.
don't learn from porn.
Yeah, there's a product called Porn Star Sex Life. One of our friends makes it, and actually the whole thing is about the myths that you learn from porn. One of the porn stars was saying, doggy style is nice, but if you were to do it the way they show you in porn, you could actually break someone's back by doing it the way that they show you.
Exactly,
because there's all camera lighting. They have to do it to look good for the camera. So that's a really good point.
Okay, thank you. So that's the one thing, just because I think that the porn, a lot of young kids today, or a lot of young people who haven't had sex or don't have a lot of sex are learning from porn. And so I'm saying, don't do that. And what you should do is just pay attention to the woman that when you are having sex with her, pay attention. Pay attention to her body, how she's reacting, how she's breathing. Is her breath, is it speeding up? That might mean you're doing something right. Is she saying ouch? That's a sign that maybe you're hurting her.
Does she sound like Homer Simpson?
Yeah, exactly.
Is she wheezing in some way?
Right.
Because I find that with my husband, he's bigger than me,
right.
and sometimes he can't recognize when I am wheezing because he's putting all of his weight on top of me. So I have to say, get the fuck
he
off.
Doesn't know
exactly.
He doesn't know when I'm dying.
Yeah, he doesn't know when I'm dying. I think
literally.
we've said it before. I used to do drills with him where he would pretend to just die on top of me because he is 10 years older. There's a possibility it could happen because I'm that good in the bedroom.
So funny.
But yeah, so he would just fall flat on me and see if I could actually push him off. But even separate from doing the drills, sometimes I'm just
that's so sexy.
It's hot.
But I would also say the other thing I would say, just as a general rule of thumb, is to do everything 5 times slower than you think that you would. So a man, the way you're touching her, go a little slower. The way you're kissing her, go a little slower. The way if you are having sex, the way you are thrusting in and out, move that 5 times slower. Because I think typically, women need a lot of time to warm up. So you need to spend a lot of time with foreplay. I think a lot of people, when they start having sex, or some guys never learn this, that they just rush right into they're they touch your boobs maybe the first time, breast, pants, and the next thing you know, they're just unzipping your pants and sticking it, and we're like, what? I didn't even know you were here. I didn't even know you walked in the room, and you have a boner, and I'm not even ready.
It's like waking up, and it's breakfast time, and someone gives you a steak.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, I need some cereal first.
Right. I'm going to get my coffee. What are you doing with that thing? And so I think that it's foreplay. You've heard this a lot. Maybe you're rolling your eyes, but it is so important. And what do I mean by foreplay? I mean, kissing. We love the kissing. And kissing is often the first thing that goes in relationships. People are together a long time, they stop kissing. So just kiss. And if you don't know how she likes to be kissed, a lot of people, guys or men and women, are saying, I don't like how she kisses, I don't like how he kisses. Pay attention. Say, show me how you like to be kissed, and then have her show you. And then you can do the same thing, and then you guys can kind of figure out how you kiss together. So
I like that.
that's one part of foreplay that is good. And then just take your time kissing her. Kiss her neck, kiss her ears, spend time on her breasts, spend time working down there. I think that men get so excited that once you do have sex with them, they think it's all about the sex, and they completely forget the foreplay. They're like, last time you touched my breast was 6 months ago. You know what I mean? They go right for your down there. So,
vagina?
For your vagina.
You're a doctor. Come on,
I know.
say it.
I'm a doctor, and I hate the word vagina. That's so wrong.
do?
I hate it.
Are you really a doctor?
Yeah, I
Yes,
really am.
she just got her doctorate.
I just got my doctorate of human
Well,
sexuality.
I just got intimidated.
Don't be. If you knew me for 5 more minutes, you know. No, but I really, awesome. But yeah. So just I would say that. I would also say make sure that she is pleased. So you might not exactly know what that is, but I would ask her. Say, does this feel good? Does that, not too much, not like to the left or the right. But ask. How do you like this? I would say perform oral sex. Oral sex is a really important. A lot of women like oral sex. Right? Do you guys all like oral sex?
I like oral sex. I'm totally into it.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like oral sex?
Like, I don't.
Kristen's like, I
She
want
doesn't
nothing.
like any sex. That's the whole thing. She
Okay,
likes
we need to talk.
Seinfeld and the Three Amigos.
We're having an offline thing. I know.
That's what she's into.
Okay.
Again, do you have a year?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Day in, day out.
But I would say oral sex is really popular. I mean, just foreplay. That's all I can say, because let me tell you why. It's not just because we like it. It's not because it feels good, because it does. It's because women cannot go from 0 to 60 like men can.
Yeah.
We are not turned on when you're turned on. We don't even know what's happening. We didn't even know you were
We're
here.
a stick shift. We need to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
Exactly. So you got to slowly warm us up, and that could just be like kissing her ear. Like I said, kissing slowly take off our clothes. Not every time. Sometimes you want a quickie. Sometimes you just want to throw us against the wall, and
she'll give you those
And
signals.
sometimes we want that too.
yeah, we want that too. I'm not saying every time, but I would say and compliment her, make her feel good, make her feel comfortable, and
handcuff her first.
Well, we always talk about how foreplay can start outside the bedroom too.
Absolutely.
Like, flirting during the day, or even, putting the dishes away.
Exactly. Well, that's true. A lot of women say, when he empties the dishwasher, or God, when he pulled out the Swifter,
I know.
I was so turned on.
All I wanted
and then
was
he
to give him a
replaced the
blowjob.
Swifter. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of women, if you live
the Swifter
together.
commercials turn me on.
I know, exactly. I want the new Swifter. I'm obsessed with Swifting too. I am. But that's a whole other thing. So, not
That's
with a man
next week's
Swifting though. But so it's weird. So I just like Swifting in general. But so I think that there are. So yes, exactly. So some women would love it if you just help them around the house. If you hey, I see you're low on gas in your car, and you took their car to get that would turn them on. But also just being present and foreplay throughout the day can be just sending a sexy text. Hey babe, I can't wait to see you later. This is I can't wait to what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to rip your clothes off, or I'm going to slowly. I'm
ready to sleep with you now.
Exactly.
I think that's fantastic.
I know. I just take a little tiny, rather than like, hey babe, what time should I be there? Which can I pick up chicken? You want chicken? And we'll watch Netflix. No, just say I can't wait, or I've been thinking, or it's really sexy.
Why do you assume he wants chicken?
I don't even know. I didn't. That was unrelated thoughts that came together. But I feel that you should also, that it's good to reminisce if you don't know, and this goes for women too, that if you don't know what to say, sexy or whatever, just say, God, I keep thinking about last night, or last Saturday night was so hot. The way you looked lying there naked in my bed. And then she'll be all turned on again and excited that you're thinking about her sexually. It's just little things like that you can
Kristen
do.
would be like, ew. Why are you
go watch
saying
TV,
that?
get a different image in your head.
I want to hear what JaRon
I
wants
have a
to
question
say.
real quick. When you're making the sex with a lady and you don't know how to dirty talk,
Right? That's a great question.
what's the best thing to say? Like, should you describe what's going on? Like, hey, I'm going to stick it in you and I'm going to kiss you here and...
That's a great question. A great way to start with dirty talk is to not freak her out, so you don't go with the hardcore stuff, but to start slow. Everything in sex should start slow, and just describe it, baby. If your tits or breasts or whatever, you usually don't use the phonetically correct term. So I would say,
mammary glands.
Your body feels so good. I love grabbing your ass, or I love touching you, or I can't wait to be inside you, or describe something that's either going on in the moment or something that is about to happen. So that's pretty, because I tell a lot of women want to know how to do it too. So for guys too, that's sort of how you start. You're like talking through it. It's like you're narrating your sexual experience, but it's dirty. A play-by-play. Yeah. Exactly. It's a play-by-play, and you don't say like, I'm going to stick my penis in your vagina.
And I'm going to make a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's play-by-play.
But I would just say, it feels, and you can use that voice. And then check, because a lot of women are not into. Do you guys like dirty talk? This is a good poll.
Well, I do now.
Oh, good.
But when I first, my first time actually hearing like real hardcore dirty talk was with my husband, and I remember when he first started doing it, I was freaking out in my head, be like, what is he saying to me right now? Make him stop, make him stop, make him. I kept kissing him to like shut him up. So then eventually he stopped, but now then I got back into it, and I wanted him to do it more. Right. But it was very intimidating for me at first, because like you just said, like I didn't know what to say back, and I felt like me saying, oh, that feels good.
Right.
I like it when you do that. Like, I didn't really know what to spit out of my mouth. I wasn't that comfortable with sex.
I think a lot of people aren't, especially when you're new with a new partner, or you just haven't had a lot of partners, that it is sort of just saying, and you can practice too, or watch some porn, or read some erotica, or just get some of those words in your mind.
Bring up the news. I like full conversation.
Just be like, did you see
those shootings yesterday?
Oh, about Syria. Well, that's crazy.
I think you should bomb Syria. Bomb them, Syria. Oh, baby. Whatever turns you on.
What about people who are, having sex for the first time, and you don't know this person yet? There isn't like flirty texting happening before.
I wouldn't leave with the dirty talk then. Okay. Unless you guys have been dirty texting, which is a thing that a lot of people do. They're like, I'm in love. We're in a relationship. We're getting married. I'm like, have you met him? No. So people do have all these texting relationships where they start sexting. So maybe if you have, you could do it the first time. But I would say the first time, I wouldn't go right into the dirty talk that you're with someone.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of sense maybe who you're with, but you say, baby, you feel so good. Your body looks so hot. But it could turn some people off. I would say.
It could be this guy's a weirdo and I don't want to see him again.
But then that's a mismatch.
If you're not on the same page.
Yeah, and then you can be honest and say, I don't want to see you anymore. Right. Or you can just be like, I fucking hate that you don't want to dirty talk with me, you stupid bitch. Get away from me.
But see, like, dirty talk can be so hot, though, because I think it can really, like, women, we're visual also, but, like, our brain is the largest sex organ. So a lot of times you want to hear those words. It really does kind of turn us on. Even if you don't know what to say back to you, like, okay, man here in the hour, you're a man. Okay. You're a man subject here. If you were talking dirty to a woman and she didn't respond, would you be okay with that? Or would you be like, I need her to talk back in kind?
I need her to talk back to me.
Okay.
So what's going on?
What if she says, yeah, baby, that's hot? Like, would you need her to be like match for match?
To one-up me, to make it dirtier.
Oh, you wanted to make it dirtier.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
You really get into it at that point right there.
Okay.
Like, if it's just matched or below, it kind of just kills the vibe.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you wanted to step it up.
Yeah.
All right, because I was going to say that maybe it's okay just to be like, yeah, baby, that's, or you could tell it's getting her hot, but she didn't know how to respond.
Yeah, like if she steps it up, I step it up, and then we keep on one-upping each other.
Right.
And it just makes it
sounds like it's
hotter.
pretty dirty in there.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah,
when is the
next time
it's
in the moment, or
happening?
read some books, or go online. I mean, there's so much. Go to my website, sexwithemily.com. We've done a lot of shows on talking dirty. I've actually had to talk dirty. I had a phone sex operator on the show, and then she was teaching me how to talk dirty on the air, which was kind of embarrassing. But I can do it. I feel like I'm a natural, but then when I was doing it on my show, I was like, I'm not. I'm like, I really want to grab your large. Like, it wasn't as good. But I feel like I am. It's sort of a natural thing that I've done for a while. I feel like I'm proud of it. I am proud of my skills.
You should be.
I don't think you.
I wanted to go back a little bit to the what to do for guys who don't get as much practice in, besides watching porn.
That's a great one. Okay, so don't learn from porn. If you don't get a lot of practice in, I would start to, again, just pay attention to what she wants. I would not rush it. In fact, if you're on the first date and you're thinking about sex, like I am not a prude by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's great to delay sex. If you're not feeling comfortable and you're not ready yet, to just, make out and give her a kiss and leave and not have sex with her. But do you mean like more if they
like even before they get into the bedroom? Like, there's a lot of guys who are really self-conscious. Oh, I'm a virgin and I'm 24. Okay. I'm a virgin and I'm 32. Or I've had one sex partner. What do I do?
I think that you got to stop worrying about it. I think the first thing is to get out of your head. So much of sexual issues. I hate the word dysfunction, but I'm going to say dysfunction because everyone can relate to that. But I hate it because it's so much of it is in our head.
Right.
So much of the sexual issues we have, women who can't orgasm or men who are premature ejaculators. It's a lot of it is in your head. It's anxiety. We're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have an orgasm. Oh God, and then you do, and men do. So I think just to stop worrying that it's going to be perfect and that you need to do all the right moves, because guess what? There are no right moves. Every woman is different that you're going to be with. So if you've only been with one person or no people, like, it doesn't matter. There is no playbook. There's nothing that you can learn ahead of time except for to be present, to pay attention to what she wants, and just kind of see how your bodies, flow together when you're kissing her, when you're touching her. Like, pay attention. Like, if you start touching her breasts or unzipping her shirt, like, does she like her nipples? Some women don't like their nipples touched, but she might really like it. So start slowly and just like pay attention to what she wants, and then ask her, say, like, does that feel good? Do you like what I'm doing? And not like 100 times, but a few times.
Do you like this?
What about now?
Do you like this? What about now?
What about now?
And I would ask her, and I would say, also prepare. If you're afraid that you're going to premature ejaculate, maybe you've had that problem, you can also pregame, as my sidekick menace always calls it on my show. Like, you could masturbate before you go out, so you don't have that issue.
The something about Mary scene.
Oh, exactly.
Right, exactly. A lot of guys, I'm just saying, a lot of guys worry they're going to like come all over the second she like shows up, he's going to like, you know.
I see nipple and they're like,
like a bomb
exactly.
Well, it's okay. So I tell a lot of the guys that I work with, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I tell them that they can educate themselves as well. Because listen, there's a lot of guys who have had sex with a lot of women. It doesn't mean that they're good in the bedroom.
JaRon.
So if they,
yeah, you got me.
But they can educate themselves.
right.
Like there's even the product we were talking about before, Porn Star Sex Life.
Right.
Actually, you can get it on my website, winggirlmethod.com/pornstar. I'll put it there. And if you educate yourself, at least you're armed with that.
Okay, so I was thinking like right, absolutely. Like I feel like, and my podcast, Sex with Emily, you can get on iTunes Podcast One. I've 1,000 shows, but 200 are up there now. And start listening or reading or, you know, any of your products that you have. I have a book called Hot Sex, over 200 things you can try tonight. And it's really,
get that.
It's literally, you can get it on Amazon. It's so easy to read and you can learn different tips. So start reading like good books. Like no problem with porn, but just start reading and start reading about like real sex, how to read porn. Exactly. Read erotica. You know what you should do?
Read erotica.
Read 50 Shades of Grey. Okay. I mean, you think that it's only for women. So many women, this book has taken over the world. I mean, at least get the cliff notes. But why are so many women freaking out over 50 Shades of Grey? I think that dudes should start reading it because then you could learn what goes on in the woman's mind and what she wants. Not that she wants BDSM and she wants to be tied up with handcuffs, but there's something about the psychology. It's all about the woman's mind. So yes, educate yourself with like smart materials, like the ones Marnie has, stuff I have on my website. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Read, educate, and don't freak out either, because no one's expecting you to be. I think men are assuming that they have to go in and be this perfect thing and do all the right moves and in trouble. Think about the guys you had the best sex with. It's just like there was chemistry. It was flowing. Like no one was nervous, and it just sort of happens.
But they were also paying attention to me. Those are my best sexual partners, the ones who weren't like thinking past me or worried about, am I going to come really fast, or like who were trapped in their heads. The ones who were in the moment having sex with me and could be connected to me.
Right.
Those were my best sexual experience.
Exactly. And don't have sex with her like a jackhammer.
Now, what do you do if you're
Pounding
with a
away
girl
at her?
who can't get the job done for you?
What do you mean you can't ejaculate?
Right.
You're probably gay.
No, I'm not at all. Like I've been with girls like that. Like I can't finish with them. Like no matter how long I go, it's not happening. It's not clicking.
Is it because of the woman?
Imagine a picture of yourself. Because that's like the bit. No, I'm just kidding. Just picture, I don't know, just turn on for some shallow people.
It starts an awkward conversation at that point. Like she's like, "Oh, is it me? Why can't you finish? This is
but is it her? I mean, I'm confused. So why can't you? Are you like every guy has their position where they know they can ejaculate. It could be doggy style. It could be whatever. Do you do your go-to position and you still can't?
I did the go-to thing and everything. I just can't.
Are you not turned on by her? Are you distracted with work? Are you stressed? Have you eaten something that's upsetting your stomach and you're afraid you're going to fart or something?
No,
drunk.
Not
sometimes.
Really drunk sometimes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, doctor, let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, it's called delayed ejaculation, or if you don't ever ejaculate. Can you now? If you pull out and then you masturbate yourself, can you?
No,
you still can't.
I still can't. No.
That's interesting. And does this happen often, or just once in a blue moon?
Once in a while, yeah.
I mean, I think maybe probably because you drank too much. I mean, honestly, like you're a young, virile male. I don't think that there's anything wrong with you. You could talk to your doctor about it, but I would think that maybe it could be just like if you drank or you. And you are turned on with her by this woman usually.
Sometimes.
Well, wait. Okay, so if you're not turned on by her, that could be it. That could be why you're not able to.
Because
she gross you out? Does something happen?
I think when it happens, like the lights are usually off. Like I'm a visual person, so I like to see what's going on.
You need a candle.
Right, like if it's in the...
You need a massage candle from EmilyandTony.com.
New candle's amazing.
It's a massage candle. You pour it on your partner and it's wax. It's not wax, it's oil, and it makes you feel good.
With that, how do you convince a girl to turn the lights back on?
Oh, God, women, this insecurities. A lot of women don't want the lights on. And I agree. I can't not have sex with the lights off. You have to be able to see them. You want to look in their eyes. So maybe that's it. So maybe it's... light a candle.
Light candles, yeah.
Light a candle. Then that's like
use
not
the
as intimidating.
flashlight on your iPhone.
Don't use your fluorescent lights above. No woman wants that.
That just actually made me sad about the beginning of my relationship. I missed that. I remember for the first year of my relationship with my husband, there was always candles lit in the room, like a couple. I
still do that every time. You have to.
It's
I love
super
candles.
sexy, and people look good in the candle lighting because then you can see
I'm
them.
giving you a
can
candle
connect.
today.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you think that so then, okay, so do you notice on those times when you are not able to ejaculate with the woman that it's because it's dark? Because then we just figured it out.
It goes back and forth. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. But like the times I can't, it's when it's dark.
Yes,
That's why.
That's what it is.
I can't even have sex in the dark. If I can't see the person, I'm like, who am I having sex? I forget. Was it the guy from last night? Was it the guy from tonight? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously,
Could be you.
You need light. Then that's what it is.
Yeah. Problem
it
solved.
could be there's so many other variables, but you're healthy, and most of the times you can ejaculate, and when you're masturbating, you can, no problem. So, right? Can you ever do you ever masturbate and you can't?
Oh no, never.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I think
because the lights are on.
Right. And he can see his own penis that turns him on. No, but
just make sure you have the right lighting, because if you're in a room that's like a college dorm and it is just that overhead lighting, that's not going to happen, even if you have to put the TV on and put it on mute and whatever. So there's that little light coming in her. It's like a little strobe light.
But this last girl I was with, she asked me to turn the TV off as well too. Like, the TV's in a completely different room.
Right.
And she want the TV light off as well too.
Oh,
so
she's that insecure, because that might be something as well. She's extremely tense. So I would probably work on helping her be more comfortable.
Tell her she's beautiful and sexy.
Yeah.
Do you do that? That's another thing for men that I want to say, that you should always only if you believe it, of course.
No, we always say, like, if we're going to get laid, we'll say you're the hottest thing we've seen in our lives. You know?
Oh, you don't mean that?
But in that moment too, just be like,
you didn't mean that when you said that?
Even what Emily was saying before, by like walking her through it slowly, like, oh damn, like your stomach is absolutely amazing, your nipples are fantastic, I love the side of your breast, like things that will help her ease into getting more comfortable, and you taking the time to really pay attention to those spots that she might be concerned about, I think would be super sexy. I tell this story all the time about like my first ever one night stand, because I was the biggest prude in the entire world. I was backpacking in Australia. I like kissed my way up the East Coast. That's all I would ever do until I met this one guy, and we went back to our hostel and we started making out. And as soon as he went for my bra, like I tensed up right away, got nervous, and he stopped and he looked at me and he said, if we're doing anything that makes you uncomfortable, just slap my hand. He literally grabbed my hand, slapped his hand, and he said, we'll stop immediately. And then I fucked him. But that right away, it let me ease up and be comfortable and just say, okay, this is my choice. Like, you're not going to judge me. You're okay to leave if you want to. You could sit here and talk to me. It's not like you're seeing through me. He recognized that I was tense, and that immediately put me at ease. And yeah, we had a really great time. And that was my first ever one night stand. Just being there for her, whether you're going to be her boyfriend or you're just going to have sex for the night, still make that moment enjoyable and like allow her to relax. Like, I think that could be something that may also be stopping you from you having the best experience. You could be missing out, because if you unleash this girl who's a little bit tense, you may be in for a wild ride.
Just sleep with a girl who's really pale. You'll see it no matter what.
Really pale?
Yep. Really pale.
Oh, pale. I was like, what? I was like, what's pal?
Big white ass.
But that's interesting if you don't ejaculate. I mean, that is common. A lot of men, that they can't ejaculate. But I think that's what it is. The lights, and then also see if she can finish you off, give you a blowjob, hand job, something. Or sometimes you just call it quits.
Yeah.
You threw in, you didn't
just say I drank a lot tonight. It's not going to happen.
It's not about you. It's not that you're not hot. Like, because a lot of women are like, oh my God, he didn't come, so it's my fault.
So you have
my ass looks fat in these jeans,
So you have to tell the girl that she, it's not you, it's me. It's give the whole
happens sometimes.
post-game
I probably
pep
had
talk.
too many whiskeys or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
you have to, because she's gonna be thinking that he's not hot for me, and then it's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. Or you could say, I would love to turn the lights on a little bit or light a candle so I can see your face.
Or you could fake it.
Or you could fake it.
Like, men do fake orgasms.
Some
it's confusing to me, because wouldn't we know if you ejaculated or not? But if you're wearing a condom, it can be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're from LA. You can act, right? Do it up.
I can go on the sheets and just fake it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You totally could.
You could have some some rotten milk or something that you could squeeze out.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Horrible.
Don't do that.
But overall, I think those two things that Emily said were great feedback. Either get some light in the room, use her candles that are absolutely amazing and gorgeous and smell super amazing.
They're massage candles. It's a good foreplay tip. Like, it's a good foreplay that you warm them up and you pour them on your partner's body, and it turns into like massage oil.
I would just pour it on my salad.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need a little oil.
It tastes
a little dry.
Exactly.
Wait, can you eat it?
It's all vegan. Yeah, you could eat it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you do
salad dressing.
I wouldn't say for the salad.
Yeah. You totally could. So that option, or, try and ease her into it. Maybe make her a little bit more comfortable. Because if she's not enjoying it the same way as you, that can probably lead to you being turned off as well and not finishing. I was going to go into analyze this for this week, but I feel like we've answered a lot of questions from Geronimo. So I'm just joking.
So we analyzed you, Geronimo. Yeah.
JaRon, I like that. But actually, so we have this segment called Analyze This, and we only have time for a couple of questions. But Analyze This is men send us in questions, and we answer them. We break down a situation they are having with a woman, and possibly if a woman's writing in to us, we're breaking down a situation they're having with men, and we answer the questions. Are you
Great.
Are you
I'm
okay?
in.
Stick around?
I'm down, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So here is the first question that I have. Okay. I finally cut things off between me and my ex. This is from Joshua. I had recently read the book, The Relationship Cure, and it was the aha moment for me regarding why we tried so hard to patch things up for over a year, and it didn't work. She seemed to insist it wasn't what she wanted. I kept thinking she can't know that yet because she hasn't experienced a healthy relationship with me in over a year, and at that time, she was the happiest I can remember. I've known her for 5 years. Here's my question. She sent me the Katy Perry song, Roar, saying it was stuck in her head, and I got upset at the lyrics and the fact that she isn't being honest about things, so I cut it off. She has some things of mine and money from stuff we sold together. Should I be there when she returns it, or should I just leave my door open and let her drop it off? Should I pick it up? How do I handle this? I want more than anything for her to read this book and try to correct our mistakes because I love her, but she isn't acting like the same person. I feel like I have to cut off contact and stop being this friends thing that we are. Basically, what should he do?
If she listens to Katy Perry, he doesn't want to be with her anyway. That's number one.
What should this guy do? Should he be around for when she comes to pick her
Does
stuff
he still
up?
want to be with her?
It sounds like he wants to be with her. He wants her to read this book. He wants her to...
Then he should be there.
I
If
think
he's
so,
playing
too.
games and saying, I'm not going to be there because that's the right thing, I think he should be there with no pressure and be like, I read this book. I found it really helpful. I want to be there for you. Here's some of the things. I'm hoping we can maybe talk again in a week, or after you read this book, let's get back together next week and talk about it, and let's have coffee and make it non-intimidating, non-threatening, but he should be there.
I think
Don't
so,
be there
too.
because he thinks intellectually that's the right thing to do.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Kristen.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the game thing they're too far into this to even worry about playing games.
Yeah,
so.
don't play games.
What do you think? You have no opinion? What? Why not?
I didn't hear what was going on.
Oh, okay. Well, he was talking about whether or not he should be there. This is a relationship. It wasn't going well for the past year. They were together for 5 years. But he read this book that gave him an aha moment that helped him realize, why the relationship wasn't working. And he thinks that they can actually fix their relationship now. So he was asking, should I be there at the house when she comes to pick up some of her shit that's still at the house?
I mean, if you think a relationship's worth salvaging, then try.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
So
best
what
thing
should
to
he do? Okay, so you said give a book.
Yeah, give the book. But here's the thing: don't just give a book, because I think a lot of people have given me books. I'm like, yeah, not men, just in general. And I'm like, what? But he should tell her how it affected him. Like, this is what I learned from it, and I don't know what your takeaway could be something different, but I got this from it, and I think it could be really helpful.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think anytime that you break up, it's always wonderful to, separate for a little bit and figure out what went wrong, where you could have done better, where they could have done better. And then if you actually find an answer, which hopefully you will, if your ego isn't that involved, and you can share that answer with the other person, it may not mean you'll get back together, but it can at least educate you and them for the next potential relationship that we're in. So I agree
love
with
that he
all
read
of
a
you
book.
guys. Yeah, I love that he
I
read a
just
book
love
too.
that. Like,
I know.
all guys get educated. There's so many great relationship books.
She's
out
like, you
there.
want to know why it didn't work? Here's my diary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what's going on. Okay, here is the next question from Robert in Lexington. Is it easier, better to try to game new women, or to try to build something with women you already know and see and talk to regularly? So if you learn some new skills, is it better to try it on new women, or can you try it on women that have already been in your life?
Are we talking just skills or just dating? Is it better to date?
Let's say everything, because I think that would be a good thing to answer. But so he said to game. So, let's pickup artist talk. So if you've learned new skills in the pickup community, can you try those things on women you already know? And would it have an impact on them?
I would say not to try it on women because most likely those women will continue to be in your life, and you might be embarrassed the way something went, or she might tell her friends that this guy, said this line to me and it didn't work. So I would just say new women, because it's like you don't want people who know your weaknesses to be around you all the time. So if it's like a new woman, then I would say I wouldn't say the people you already know.
Right. And I would say try it on women that you're not necessarily attracted to, but like just any woman that you just, when you start first starting to practice, just try on any woman that you see, that you meet, that you think you could talk to, standing in line for coffee, whatever. Just, I
agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
New women. Because
only new women?
Yeah, because you can reinvent yourself and you can be somebody else,
Yeah.
You can just be somebody who's a clean slate.
Totally. You could come across a little phony, too, if you've known someone for a decent amount of time and all of a sudden you're hitting on them. And it's like, okay, do you actually like me? Or,
what's going on?
Did I dress differently today? They won't know. So, yeah, I would say new women.
Well, I think I have a bit of a mixed opinion on this because it depends what you mean by game. So, like a lot of the stuff that I teach, I guess people could consider game because it's adding to your game. It's whatever your intention is behind the way that you're using it. But most of the skills that are taught by pickup artists and other dating experts, such as Emily and myself, are really just information. They're just like different social skills that you're learning. So I would say depending on what it is, and I don't know what specifically you're asking, but if you're learning things about how to be more outgoing, how to, be a little bit edgier, how to be a bit more playful, I think absolutely try it on everybody in your life, even the men that are in your life. Like just see how people now respond to you. But if there's things like, I don't know, text game where you're trying to figure out how to get a woman to bed. Yeah, try that on new people.
Yeah, exactly.
And then once it works and you're like really comfortable and you own it, then you can transfer it over to other women you have in your life who you may have wanted to sleep with in the past but weren't really ready to. Because I find that like women don't pigeonhole you forever. If you start to show them that your behavior is changing and you can catch their attention in a new way and make them think you're shaking your head.
That's not true at all.
Go on, explain.
Because one of the girls I'm talking to right now, like I've known her since college, and she still sees me as that 19-year-old frat guy who was annoying.
Maybe you're presenting yourself that way.
Yeah. No, I'm completely different. I'm changed.
Yeah, because now you're the 30-year-old frat guy.
Right, and I take her out to dinner sometimes, whatever. Like I'm nicer now than I was back then to ladies, but she still sees me as that young guy from college.
Well, that is a different one. Like most of my friends that I know from childhood, I'm still going to see them, not the way that I saw them in childhood, but that's like my memory surrounding them. Unless their behavior is starting to change around me, I'm not going to see them differently. So I think like she knows you in the realm of frat boy, but if your behavior with her is still the same, it doesn't mean you're a frat boy in front of her. It just means like you were nice when you're 19 and now you're still nice and you take her out for dinner. So there's not really I don't know if you're altering your behavior with her. Are you flirting with her? Are you stepping up your game a little bit?
I'm affectionate with her. Like I take her out to dinner. I listen to what she has to say and I pay attention to it.
That's so nice.
and I make her feel important.
Okay, so then she
still sees me as a frat guy.
So is this someone you're interested in dating?
As a friend, like a nice guy.
I guess.
So how did she see you when you were 19?
She didn't like me.
She didn't like you at all.
So Because she likes you now.
Because now she sees you as a nice guy.
Yeah, she can tolerate me now.
Okay, but
she's making progress.
Shows
Give her
something.
time.
She does see you differently. She still may see you as a frat guy, but she seems to enjoy hanging out with you. Are you forcing this woman to hang out with you?
You could also, show another side, like something that you did in college. And don't change totally who you are, but maybe dress a little bit more adult around her or something.
No, I would even say if you do want to call out the elephant in the room, I don't know if you've had conversations about you being a frat boy in the past, but you can say things like working into the conversation where you're like, you know what? I know when we were younger, you freaking hated me. I was an asshole. I was a total douchebag. I did total frat boy shit, but I'm really working on myself lately and trying to move away from that direction. And it's really important to me to be like a good, honest man.
And also that will show you're not the passive person that you kind of explained yourself to be.
Right. Yeah. You're not defending yourself to her saying, I'm not that guy anymore, but you're... Yeah.
Right. It's like, it's mature. You're taking ownership. And that's sexy. When someone knows who they are and they're not afraid to say it, all of a sudden, people see me in a different light from the past 5 years. 5 years ago, I was like, man, I'm sorry for who I am. And now people treat me differently because they still remember me as that person, but their eyes start to open up a little bit, and then eventually it shifts.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can even say that in my first 5 years of being in LA, I felt so different when I was in LA. And then whenever I would go home, I'd resort back to my old ways. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I thought I was so strong. I thought I was so independent. And then once I was really aware of it, I could start to alter my behavior and be more confident when I did go home. And I think that I'm presenting the new side of me now, the side that's worked on herself, the side that is more open, the side that's more outgoing. And, for the past 5 years, I've been gone for 10 years, other people are seeing me in that way and they're responding differently. But I think calling attention to it with this girl, because what we're talking about for the breakup question as well, it's like sort of saying out loud, like, here's what I learned. Like, I was a fucking douchebag before, and now I don't want to be that guy. I'm still going to fuck up, but like my intention is to not be an asshole. And I think that'll mean a lot to her.
Are you telling her about all the women you're sleeping with and then blowing them off?
No.
No, okay.
Yeah, don't tell her about that part.
Just checking. Okay,
and then go into those stories, because that'll be perfect. Okay, so one more question. Okay. Hey, hello, ladies. I have a quick question. I'm going to a birthday party next week, Sunday. I think this
No, I will not come with you.
Yeah. Okay, next question. No. So this is from Lee. And I was wondering how I can make the most of it. I don't know anyone there other than the person I'm going with. Lots of college students are going to be there. I'm 18, and they're probably going to get hammered. LOL. I know that being social and chill at the party will help me meet some new people and some girls. Anything else I can do would be great to know. Thanks again. You're all amazing and downright sexy, especially when helping us men get better. You all take care. Lee, that is so super sweet.
You know what's been so interesting doing this podcast is finding out how many young men want to improve themselves. You're 18.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
I didn't
awesome.
want to change my underwear.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so surprised. It's really shocking.
Yeah. I love it,
honestly,
too. I love it. I work with a lot of people who are all over the map. I work with like 18-year-olds. I work with 85-year-olds. And yeah, I always really love the men who are super young. And I'm like, God, you are so amazing. And all the other guys who are older, like when I have a boot camp, they'll always say, I wish I was doing it when I was your age. You're so lucky. Yeah. But so what do you guys think? What are things that he can do at this birthday party, which I'm sure is now past because we have a lot of emails, and this probably came a couple of weeks ago. But Emily, what do you think?
I mean, I think that it's not to overthink it, but just to talk to people at the party. Hi, what do you do? I mean, don't overthink what you're going to say, and try to even before you go into the party. Like when you're hanging out with your friends, I'm sure Lee, when he's hanging out with his friends, they love him. He's normal. He's happy. He's talking. He's telling stories. Be that guy at this party when you're meeting people, and just like be the same person. And this is like a life work. I mean, I think we all have to learn this, but I feel like wherever I go, I'm always the same, and that's something that I had to learn. You used to think you have to be like this in front of the parents and this in front of my professor or whatever it is in life, but now it's just like that's when you start to learn. You're like, I don't have to be, if you're shy, I know it can be hard, but just start talking to people. Just observe what is going on. Oh, you're getting a beer? Where'd you get the beer? Or, hey, I just got here. I've never been here before. It's a cool house. Whatever it is, just start talking. I'm sure you're a conversationalist, and just be confident.
Yeah, and also remember that
said than done, but
most people there are also feeling the same way.
Yeah.
They're probably, you go into situations. When I went to college, when I was a freshman in college, it seemed like everyone knew each other. And I felt like I was on the outs. But it was just because they were being social and I wasn't. And I'm like, how do all these people know each other? It's like a first day of school. But they were being, they were putting themselves out there. I didn't realize that, and I felt like I was missing something. So just know that everyone talking is probably just meeting. Everyone has mutual friends, and the connections will grow as you get older.
Perfect. I love that advice. I'm going to give you an assignment, actually. So whether or not it's for this party or for the next party that you go to, I would love for you to make your own scavenger hunt list of things to accomplish throughout the night. So, for example, introduce yourself to 5 new people and find out something interesting about them, and share something interesting about you. What else can we add to that?
But don't force it.
But don't. Well, for right now, force it. Why not? You're never going to see these people again. Like exactly what we were saying before about the guy who was trying out new game. Like try out new game. Go read something from my website. Go read something from Emily's website, and go pick one thing to do and to practice, and use that at this party, and keep practicing, and then it'll become more natural for you. But make a list of 10 things, scavenger hunt things that are like just slightly above your comfort level, and then push yourself to do them. You're not allowed to go home until you accomplish doing those things. Like
I would be there till 6 a.m.
Yeah, go ask 2 girls to go take a shot with you at the bar. Go ask 2 guys to go have a beer with you. Whatever it is that you want to add to that list, you can email me to on my website, winggirlmethod.com, and just like ask for more things, but run it by me and I'll tell you if they're good scavenger hunt things. All right. Well, that completes this week's segment of Analyze This. Thank you so much for all your questions. And if you do want to ask more questions, please send your emails into ask@askwomenpodcast.com.
And ask the questions on Twitter, because they're way more concise there so it's easier
for us to answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's twitter.com/askwomenpodcast.
Wonderful. And Emily, thank you so much for being here.
So
I want you to tell people about your candles. They're amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, you can find everything. I've got hundreds of podcasts at sexwithemily.com and through iTunes. Also, emilyandtony.com. I've got a bunch of products there, but I have this thing called Down Under Comfort for men for their ball area, so they don't sweat. They feel fresh and dry all day long. It's like deodorant for your balls. Plus, there's lots of other cool things there too at emilyandtony.com.
I love that.
And the candle smells awesome.
There's candles, massage candles for men and women. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Well, we were sad before coming in today because we were down 2 men, well, 1 woman and 1 man, but you guys made up for it. You were amazing. Thank you for being so honest. And Geronimo,
Yes.
Thank you for being so honest.
Thanks for
Hopefully we
having
didn't
me.
pick on you too much.
Appreciate it. It's all good.
But check in with us next week. We will be back once again. You can download all new episodes of Ask Women Podcast every Thursday.
Thanks for listening to the Ask Women podcast. Go to podcastone.com next week for a brand new show.